Hi, I'm Cody Smith, Technical Support Manager for Cloyes Gear and Products. In this video, I'm going to show you how to service the time and chain components in the GM high-feature V6 engines from 2007 to 2015 as of mid-2016. We will be using Cloyes aftermarket replacement components. Components we're going to be using today, this is the 90753S kit that will contain the chains, tensioners, guides, the idler sprockets, and the crank sprocket. The timing component service of this engine can be done with the engine in the vehicle. To begin, remove the intake manifold, the camshaft covers, and the front engine cover to access the timing drives. Once the chain drives are accessible, rotate the engine to the stage 2 timing position. Align the crankshaft sprocket timing dot to the dot on the oil pump at about the 8 o'clock position. A key point about this application, the timing system is composed of 3 drive subsystems and uses 2 stages for timing alignment. Stage 1 aligns the left bank secondary and primary drive systems, and Stage 2 aligns the right bank secondary drive system. Note, once the chains are removed, take care when rotating the shafts individually. This is an interference engine. We'll begin with the removal of the right bank secondary drive system. Remove the right bank secondary camshaft drive chain tensioner, tensioner guide, chain guide, and then the chain. Now that the right-hand bank components are removed, rotate the engine to stage 1 timing position. Align the timing mark on the crank sprocket to the timing mark on the oil pump at about the 5 o'clock position. Next, we are ready to remove the primary drive system. Remove the primary chain tensioner, the upper guide, and then the primary timing chain. Note that we are leaving the lower primary guide in place. Later, we will discuss the reason for this. Remove the right-hand idler sprocket. We are now ready to remove the left bank secondary drive system. Remove the left bank secondary chain tensioner, the chain guide, the tensioner guide, then the chain. The left-hand idler sprocket. Now remove and replace the crank sprocket. Now is the time to remove and replace the VVT cam phasers if necessary. During the replacement of these phasers, use a wrench on the camshaft hex features to hold the shafts while removing and torquing the camshaft bolts. Retorque the new bolts to 43 foot-pounds. Before we start the installation, I have a few things to show you. All 3 timing chains have colored timing links. The 2 secondary will have 2 similarly marked links that align to the camshafts, and the 1 unique marked link that aligns to each respective idler. The primary chain has 3 uniformly marked links that align to the 2 idlers and the crankshaft. The marked links on the primary chain are evenly spaced so alignment is symmetric. The tensioners are shipped in the deactivated state with the activation pins installed. They must be installed in this deactivated state or damage will occur. In the event of installing a tensioner that has already been activated, you must go through the deactivation procedure. To deactivate a tensioner that has been activated, remove the piston assembly from the tensioner housing and compress and turn clockwise on the ratcheting cage mechanism until it stops. Now reinsert the piston assembly into the housing, compress, and insert the pin. Note the tensioners are also shipped with the gaskets that utilize a tab feature to index the tensioner bolt threads. It is best to install the gaskets with the tensioner bolts before installation on the engine. The lower primary guide that we left on the engine during the timing component removal is attached using critically torqued oil pump attachment bolts. Unless you are servicing the oil pump, it is best not to remove the lower guide bolts because it will disturb the oil pump's properly torqued 2-piece housing. Cloyes recommends replacing the nylon shoe using the nylon from the provided guide assembly in the kit. Use a small tool to separate and remove the nylon shoes from the steel guide brackets and reinstall the new nylon shoe on the engine's original bracket. We will start the assembly with the left bank secondary drive system. Install left bank camshaft drive chain along with the intermediate drive chain idler. Align the similarly marked links of the chain to the L timing marks of the VVT cam sprockets, and the unique marked chain link will align with the hole on the intermediate idler. Torque the idler bolt to 43 foot-pounds. Install left bank tensioner guide. Torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Next, install the chain guide. Once again, torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Install left bank secondary tensioner and install the attachment bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Recheck the timing alignment and pull the pin to activate. Now we're ready to assemble the primary drive system. Install the right bank intermediate idler and torque the bolt to 43 foot-pounds. Install primary camshaft drive chain. Align the marked links of the chain to the timing marks of all 3 shaft sprockets. Install primary upper chain guide and torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Install the primary chain tensioner, and you guessed it, torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Verify the timing alignment once again and pull the pin to activate. Now, with the left bank and primary systems assembled, we're ready to install the right bank components. You're going to want to first rotate the engine back to stage 2 timing position. Align the timing mark on the crank sprocket to the timing mark on the oil pump at about the 8 o'clock position. Install the right bank secondary chain. Align the similarly marked chain links to the R timing marks of the VVT cam sprockets. Align the uniquely marked link to the hole in the right-hand idler sprocket. Now install the chain guide. Torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Install the tensioner guide. Torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Install the right bank tensioner. Once again, torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Recheck the timing alignment and pull the pin to activate. You are now ready to reinstall your timing cover, camshaft covers, and intake plenum using the proper torque specs and tightening sequences. If you have any questions, please call our tech line. Please subscribe to our channel.